types of foods you crave when your energy's low, and also health problems and potential health problems. So your dominant gland is the strongest gland. This means that whenever there's any stress of any kind going on in the system, your dominant gland is the one that comes to the rescue. And the way you do this is with food cravings. And so if, for example, that your dominant gland is adrenal, what will happen when you're stressed is you will crave salt and you will crave red meat. If your dominant gland happens to be thyroid and you're stressed, what you'll crave is something sweet. And that can be anywhere from chocolate, candy bar, pastry, fruit, anything that's literally a sugar. What that sugar does is it stimulates the thyroid, which in turn gives that extra boost, that extra energy. And so that works on a temporary basis. But on a long-term basis, it depletes the thyroid gland. And so the answer is not to keep stimulating the thyroid gland or to give thyroid, but to rebuild the opposite gland, which would be the adrenal gland. The way you rebuild that adrenal gland is with dense protein. And so that's your vegetables and your protein. And your dense protein being your chicken, fish, turkey, and your vegetables because of the vitamin C content, which also supports the adrenal glands, but it doesn't have the high sugar that the fruit does. On the other side of that, with the adrenal, for example, the adrenal type needs to stimulate the thyroid. So because of that, the adrenals are good with the fruits, so they can use a lot of the sweet fruits. The problem with the beef is that the beef, instead of building the adrenal glands, the beef, instead of building the adrenal glands, stimulates the adrenal glands. And so when you get that stimulation, then the adrenal glands start going into that hyperactivity. And this is another reason why we see so much of the hyperactivity in kids. And where that comes from is because of the sugar, they've depleted their thyroid a lot of times, and they're looking at other foods that will, or they're looking for something to keep them going, and the body will do everything it can in order to support the system. So the adrenals go into a hyper state, go into an overdrive, and that's where you start getting the hyperactivity with the kids. So this is why with kids, it's stressed, don't give them sugar, because it puts them into this whole cycle.